I'm Tom Geer. My wife Chris. We're at a Capital City Baptist Church in Austin, Texas. And we've been in children's ministry now full-time for 44 years. And working in a lot of different places. But we're still very, very young, yes. We're looking for the next 44 years. So we are in our 45th year of marriage and our 45th year of full-time children's ministry. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit of background. What I'm about to speak on is not to condemn, it's not to judge, it's not to compensate, but it's to bring to remembrance. Alright? And we'll look at 3 points, but the whole point is don't quit. Don't quit. Well, my wife and I first went on staff in Denver years ago. Pastor sat down with me, and he gave me all kinds of very, very, very good input. And I think it was our first year, maybe our second year there on staff. And I called the pastor one day, and I tell you, I couldn't get any lower than I was. I was absolutely discouraged. Discouraged, disappointed, disillusioned, everything. And I called him, and I said, Richard, do you ever feel like quitting? He laughed. He said, every Monday. Every Monday. I don't know if at the moment it made me feel better or not, but oh boy, it's taking me a year or two to get here, and you win every week. What's next? But you guys are ministering in the country. By the way, this isn't about Americans, Canadians, Aussies, but you're working in a nation that needs people to stay. Working in a nation that needs people to not quit. Our home church is a huge mission church. We support hundreds of missionaries, not just in little numbers, but big numbers. And we do lots of projects. It is a huge mission church. Missionaries are leaving the field in huge numbers. Pastors are leaving the churches. And that's in my country. That's in many other countries. Many of the people that pastors we know, many people that we know. One of the last things that Jesus said, the last ones he said to Palestine, he said what? It's finished. Amen. Paul said, I finished my folks, we need to finish. Amen. Amen. So just some thoughts. And anything we're starting is worth finishing. Amen. And in 1 Corinthians 16:9, Paul writing says, for a great door and effectual is open unto me, and there are many adversaries. I'm sure every one of us in this room, when we were much, much younger, we were very excited about the ministry. Very excited about going. Very excited. We were raring to go. The Lord opened a door for us. Amen? Amen. And I think that we can all say we have found many adversaries. My dad used to use that phrase all the time. Sign anything we're starting, we're finishing. My father was not a Christian man. I did not grow up in a Christian home. But that's a good thought. Amen? Yeah. If we're going to start, if it's worthy of starting, it is worthy of finishing. And so Paul writing that, but adversaries. You guys are ministry, I'm not telling you anything new. Okay? People ask me, say, do you really like what you're doing? We do. We love our, and I have to use this word, job, because they don't understand anything else. Okay? And I say, look, we love it, it's wonderful, it's great, and everything about it, just one little, I guess, one little hiccup in the whole thing, and I said, what is that? I said, people. So, but I guess without people, we don't have a ministry. But folks, as we look at things, and these are things in our own lives, oftentimes we can look at another ministry and it looks greener on the other side. It's not. It's not. I grew up with cattle. We would have dry seasons and things like that. Cows would stick their heads through that fence. And if it gets really bad, those cows cut themselves all to pieces.
Right.
As they get stuck. Alright? And so maybe it was greener on the other side, but the price paid. No. Okay. And you know, it's easy to blame the devil for a lot of things. My dad had another saying. He says, "Son, you're your own worst enemy." And how true that is. Our minds, our imaginations can run away with us, and we get these crazy ideas that it's better somewhere else. No, okay? But we have other obstacles: finances, health, opposition, friends, family. I don't know about you, but we have family members that they're not really encouraging about what we're doing.
Right.
Okay? So there's all kinds of problems. But you know, we think about the Apostle Paul. In 2 Corinthians 4, Paul says, "But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed."
Right.
And then you look at 2 Corinthians 11, and the things that happened to Paul. Okay? Honestly, I don't know that any of us have gone through that.
Yeah.
We haven't.
Right.
All right?
That's right.
And imagine being stoned to death and getting up and shaking it off and walk back into town.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Sorry. So, don't quit. 2 Timothy 4, Paul Preacher Boy says, "I have fought a good fight, and I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." So, don't quit.
Amen.
Amen? And then, secondly, anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Right.
Amen?
Amen.
Anything worth starting is worth finishing, but anything worth doing is worth doing right. And God does not expect us to be the best, but God just expects us to do our best. Alright? Remember when you got started in ministry, you were excited. He's 9:10. Whatsoever the hand finds to do, what? Do with thy might. Remember when we were young, we attacked it.
Right.
We need to still do that. My wife and we worked in lots of countries. We've worked in big cities and little cities. We've worked in Serbia. We've worked in Bush. And we've worked in big churches and little churches, wealthy churches and poor churches, and churches with carpet and churches with mud.
Right.
On the floor. We need to stay excited about the opportunities. And do our very best. We need to keep it. And when we get older, that's not so easy. We don't have endurance suits. We have people watching us. We have people following us. God is our helper. We do our very best.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, where did they get it? We need to ask God and say, "Lord, I need an extra measure of grace today. I need an extra measure of energy today. I need an extra measure of wisdom today. I need this." If we don't keep it up, where's the next generation? Where is that excitement going to come from? It's important. Now's not the time to relax. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 11 says, "Even a child is known by his ways, but his work you hear when it's right." And so, if it's worth starting, it's worth finishing. And if it is worth starting, then it's important that we do it right. We go forward. Good, better, best. We just need to be working towards from always learning. And then lastly, anything that is right to do is worth doing. Let me say something. We've worked in some larger churches in this country, but we've worked in some smaller churches. Can I tell you that some of these heroes, and we've been in big churches, our greatest heroes are the guys that have just stuck it out. Nobody knows who they are. They've never made a name for themselves. But they have stuck it out. Anything we're doing is we're doing right, and then lastly, anything that is right to do is worth doing. Pastor started our church close to 40 years ago. Pastor Hank Johnson. He used to always say, it's better to do right than be right. How destructive is being right? Being right has destroyed so many people. It's going to destroy them. The Bible's very clear. It says, let God be true and every man what? Just let God be right. Right? Honestly, he's the only one that really, truly can be right. Amen?
Yeah.
And so right is right, even if everyone is against it.
Yeah.
Amen?
Right.
And wrong is wrong, even if everybody's for it.
Yeah.
And so, in Micah chapter 6, verse 8, it says, He has shown thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require thee, but to do justly, to love mercy, and what? Walk humbly with thy God. And so, anything we're starting is worth finishing, anything we're doing is worth doing right, and anything that is right to do, it is worth doing. And at the end of the day, all that matters is the gospel.
Yeah.
Amen?
Yeah.
So, in 2 Corinthians 8:11 says, Now therefore perform the doing of it, that as there was a readiness to will, so there may be a performance also out of that which you have. When we got started, there was what? A readiness.
Right.
Amen?
Yeah.
Okay? Like a bucking horse out of a chute. I'm going to ride this thing. Okay? Well, you still got thrown off.
Get back on.
Dust yourself off. Get back on. Don't quit. Finish. Finish right. You know, I have people tell me all the time we're in the last days. I totally believe that. I have no qualms with that at all. I just don't know which day.
Yeah.
You know? And I just have this gut feeling it's not tomorrow. Okay, but I think we still have a ways to go. And we need some people that just stay there. Don't quit. Amen?